Hey everybody, it's Kristen O'Brien at Keller Williams Realty, the president of Center County Association of Realtors, and we are here with the Bellefonte School District, learning a little bit about what makes their school tick. So I'm just gonna start off letting everybody introduce themselves and kind of let you know who they are and what they do. So welcome everybody.
Thank you.
Who wants to start?
I'll start. I'm Tammy Burnaford. I am the superintendent of the Bellefonte School District.
I'm
Karen.
Go ahead, Karen.
I'm Karen Krish. I'm the principal at Marion Walker Elementary School.
I'm Summer Garman. I am the principal at the Bellefonte Area Middle School.
And I'm Mike Feddison, principal at Bellefonte High School.
Awesome. Good. So we have a good mix. All right. So the first question that I'm asking everybody is basically, what do you think your school district's general mission, philosophy, culture, whatever you want to call it, what is Bellefonte all about?
I'll take this one. They're all shy. Bellefonte School District has historically prided itself on pride, excellence, and tradition. And I think that's what we base everything we do. We do have a mission statement, which is inspiring today's learners for tomorrow's challenges. But I think what the overarching picture is that we are very, very centered on students. Our focus is our students and doing what we can for our students and what's best for our students, providing the best quality education we can for our students, supporting our families, and honestly, just being an excellent school community that exhibits that pride, tradition, and excellence.
Anybody want to add to that?
I would only add to that I would say too that we look at the whole child. Like, we know that we're an academic institution, but that the social emotional learning piece is also very important to us, as well as their extracurricular things that we can offer in our district, so that we have students who have lots of experiences and are well-rounded. And so I think that whole child view is also really important.
Absolutely.
And I would add too that we work very well as a team. We want our parents and our community to be as much a part of our school as possible. So there's lots of opportunities for parents to be involved, lots of different committees that all the various schools have. We really believe in the importance of including parents in the entire process and working together as the team for the benefit of our students.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm sort of the last one in line before students go off into the real world, but I think we try to provide, as everyone said, just a wide variety of opportunities for the students. So really, at a high school level, preparing students for life after high school. So trying to give them opportunities, whether they plan to go to a 4-year program or a 2-year program, or really just some post-secondary training and getting into the workforce. Trying to provide just a range of pathways that they can take to prepare them for what lies ahead of them.
Yeah, it's a tough job. How, for people that aren't familiar with the school district, how's the breakdown? Like, how many elementary schools, middle school, obviously one high school, but how's the breakdown look?
So I'll take that. We have 4 elementary schools. We have Bellefonte Elementary in town, and then 3 outlying buildings, one for Marion Walker Township, one at Pleasant Gap Elementary, and one at Benner Elementary in Benner Township. At this time, Marion Walker is our largest elementary school, with approximately 400, I believe you're at now at Marion Walker, about 350 or 360 at Bellefonte Elementary, and about a little over 200 at both Benner and Pleasant Gap. And those are a pretty steady size as they stay that size. Then we have one middle school with approximately a little over 600 students right now, and one high school that serves, again, both of those serve the entire district, and there are about a little under 900 students at the high school at this time.
Nice. All right, that gives some scope of like how big because all of our school districts are different sizes. So, okay. So the next question I have is, what do you guys think distinguish your school from others? What are you most proud of? That's a tough question, but.
I'll let the principals answer this one because they have a lot of things they need to be proud of and are proud of. So we'll let them talk.
I think one of the things that we're proud of as a district is that, and this goes along with not only academics, but that social emotional piece, is that we're what they call school-wide positive behavior support district. And we were one of the first in the state to have a K through 12 program. It's typically more popular at elementary and has sort of inched its way up into middle school and high school. And so that means that we have, 4 school-wide rules at the elementary that are common across the entire district. And it's got different nuances at each building, but it starts with good teaching and good classroom management, and then bleeds into the behavior system of our student management. And students can be rewarded for doing the right thing and following our school-wide rules. And so we have that's solidly in place in all of our buildings, and is something that we're super proud of across the district as well. We do a career focus that while it's required by the state, in most of our buildings, we're going above what the state requires for some of the career portfolio activities that we need to do, and that we are starting early to get kids to think about those. Things like our 4th and 5th graders get to tour CPI as one of their activities for career focus. And so, and then again, they do that in middle school, and then they have an opportunity to go there in high school. So that's also been a very positive thing across the district.
I would add to that, one of the things I think our district does very well is in regards to technology and professional learning for our staff. So every student in our district, K to 12, has their own Chromebook. And this year, as a result of the pandemic and us just learning to do things a little differently, students have been able to take their Chromebooks home with them every single night. So from kindergarten all the way up through our seniors, every student has their own district issued Chromebook, of which they can take home each night. And when we first implemented that as a district, probably 3 or 4 years ago now, maybe even 5 years ago, it wasn't just enough to us to have the technology in our students' hands. We wanted to make sure that our faculty and our staff understood how to appropriately and effectively use that technology with the students, because it wasn't meant to be just a glorified typewriter or a way to just Google things and find answers. So we have done an immense amount of training with our faculty and staff in regards to technology and how to appropriately institute it in the classroom so that it's more of an educational tool and not just something super fun that they get to hang out with.
Yeah, again, from a high school perspective, we have a great amount of diversity in the fact that we have students going many different directions after high school. So we're very proud that we offer 24 AP courses. I know some schools only offer that many that are usually much larger than size, but we offer a great number of academics that way. We also have a college into high school program, which again, for students that are going to a 4-year university, it's a way for them to earn college credit at a much reduced price. And so we have partnerships with University of Pittsburgh and St. Francis and Seton Hill for a variety of courses in math, science, business, language. And that's been a great cost savings to our families to be able to get a leg up. We've had some students leave with, almost, a semester or a year's worth of credit. So that saves them money in the long run. They can get into the job market after college more quickly, and just really helps them, be set up for success in their adult life. But we also know that we have students that are going into the workforce or doing some other training. And so I think Karen mentioned having our students go to the Central Pennsylvania Institute of Science and Technology is great. We're one of the few schools that allows 9th graders to start at CPI. Most other schools start at 10th grade. So our students, again, are getting an extra year under their belt to earn certifications. And, we've had students leave from there and have job offers right away with some pretty prestigious firms and organizations. And, really kind of getting everyone to understand that, the landscape of life after high school is different. It's not just you have to go to a 4-year university anymore, that you can find a great amount of success in a variety of fields. And so we really try to give students opportunities while they're here to see what they like and what they don't, because there's nothing worse than spending 6 figures on a post-secondary education to decide that's really not for you. So we try to give students as many job shadowing opportunities, co-op opportunities, either through us or CPI, just to get out and see what they have to offer. We're also very proud that I think we offer, gosh, something like 120 some different courses, and our schedule is student driven. So students have the opportunity to pick from a variety of those courses, and then based on what they're interested in, that's how we gear our schedule every year. It's not just here's what we're offering, you fit in whether you fit or not. So whether it's things like journalism, foods, your core content, agriculture, Project Lead the Way, which is an engineering and design series, we try to offer a variety of things that students can find their niche and be prepared for what they want to do with the rest of their lives.
That's awesome.
I would just add one more thing that, at the elementary level, these things are becoming more common, but that our students at the elementary level have an opportunity to have coursework in the technology. So kids don't just get a Chromebook. We teach them how to use that Chromebook and in some ways that are actually, Arlen could talk a little more about this, but just it's phenomenal that some of the skills that students have early, and it's not just like Summer said on the internet, it's being able to produce documents or videos, edit those, publish them, those kinds of things that are collaborate on projects together. It's just phenomenal. The other thing we offer is we offer foreign language, currently Spanish at our K-5 schools, and our counselors teach. They do the traditional school counselor things like meeting with students, helping families, but they also teach lessons to our students every other cycle, and that students get that social emotional learning in a formal way, not just informally.
Great. And we'll take a quick pause if our latecomer wants to introduce himself, who you are, what you do.
Thanks for letting me join. I was actually helping a teacher who has 2 guest speakers in Zoom, but he also needs to make sure that his students that are working remotely through Google Meet can see and hear everything. So thank goodness it works. But yeah, that's what we were working on. So I'm Arlen Roth. I'm the district's instructional technology specialist. Probably the short way to explain what I do, I don't fix Chromebooks, but I help people use them. And I'm pretty much responsible for anything related to the Google tools, Google Workspace, any training needs, anything with using technology in the classroom. I like that I get to work with everybody in the district, support staff, students, teachers, even my boss, superintendent. At some point or another, I probably have at least a little bit of contact with every employee. And I work across all 4 of our elementary schools, our middle school, our high school. And I have a great team of teachers who are also specialized in technology that are in their buildings every day. And I work closely with them to make sure that we have the resources that we need and to adjust security settings to keep that balance of giving teachers and students what they need, but also not opening up too many things for our students to get themselves in trouble with. So that's what I do here at Bellefonte.
Awesome.
I would just add, so what you hear is, I think, another reason why we should be proud in this district. We're very progressive. We are reshaping education, and this past year we've had to reshape it pretty quickly and on the fly, but we have really embraced the changes, and we have looked at new ways of educating our kids. So we're being as progressive as we possibly can in helping those students. And you heard that from every level too, that we have great programs and things going on, but we have an attitude of continuous improvement.
That's amazing. Okay. All right. We'll move on to the next question. So as a realtor, this is something we get all the time. So where should relocating parents start when they want to learn more about your school environment, programs, student support? Like, where is a good place for them to start? Because obviously, usually as a realtor, we're like, just check out the websites. But what do you guys recommend? What's the best way to really learn about your school?
Call us. I give tours. I mean, the pandemic year's been a little different, but I give tours to prospective parents all the time. And when they're deciding about where they're relocating. And while I'm giving a tour, I try to infuse into the tour some of the programs we have, the curriculum that we're using, the expectations that we have, our extracurriculars, whatever it may be, and then answer parent questions in person. Certainly willing to take phone calls too, but the tours give them a chance to see the building. Usually, sometimes it's during school, sometimes it's after school. If they're able to observe a classroom or meet a teacher, that can be helpful too. If not, again, we try to, as we're going through the nurse's office, we talk about some of the nursing services that we have. As we're going through the guidance office or the school psychologist's office, we talk about the services that the school psychologist can provide. We have social workers. And so those are explained, I think, better in person if someone calls us or asks for a tour.
Those personalized calls, and we strongly encourage, also give us an opportunity to provide a welcoming environment so we can make those parents feel comfortable. So that one-on-one touch is I think something special that we do in the district. And yes, you can get lots of information from the website, and you can talk to people and that kind of thing. But we strongly encourage them to make contact with our building principals and actually visit the schools and get that one-on-one introduction to the district.
High school, middle school, you guys agree? Just call you?
Absolutely. Yeah, we love talking about our schools. So anybody who wants to know more, just call us, come see us. We're happy to tell you whatever you'd like to know.
Yeah, and there are occasions too where if what can happen during a school year, when the student and the family comes in, we can actually pair them up with a current student, and they can sort of give them a student's perspective of high school and have them do that tour with them too. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure parents would appreciate more hands-on. So I think, you can get a lot online, but seeing it is totally different. So that's good to hear. So, we'll put all your cell phone numbers on this. No, I'm just kidding. Kidding. Okay. All right. My last question, which I have to ask. So how has communication with parents and students changed because of the pandemic? So how did you all deal with that crazy year we just lived through?
Doing what we're doing right now. Right? A lot of Zoom meetings. Ms. Bernford, you want to go ahead?
I'll start. From the district standpoint and from the district level, I started writing these letters, and how I got into the habit, I'm not really sure, but I started writing weekly letters to all of our families from a district perspective, basically about COVID and what our plans are and all those things. And we last year in the summer had done podcasts to give parents their options, and have done online things. But I kept up the letters and have heard a lot of positive about those letters. I tried to, basically give a status report of where we are in the district, but I also have tried to infuse some new things that are new because of the pandemic and explained our thinking. And that's been very, very well received. So from a district standpoint, we've taken this letter, email communication type platform. But at each building, then they've done a lot of other things. So I'll let them explain.
Really, as Ms. Bernford is saying, the communication has been crucial because we have dealt with so many unknowns this year and so many things that we've had to figure out and quickly change. And we've realized that the more we can tell our parents, the better it is for everyone. And I just want to say that our parents have been so incredibly supportive this year, and it has been such a difficult year. We've always wanted to do the right thing in every decision that we've made. Some of those decisions are hard, though. All of the decisions are hard. And through it all, our parents are still saying, even to this day, thank you for everything. We understand it's been a difficult year. And I think the more that we can communicate with our parents, the more support we're able to gain.
Yeah, I think newsletters have been more frequent. Again, Zoom meetings, when parent conferences were all through Google Meets or Zoom or phone calls. And we have at the elementary level team meetings with parents, and those were all, again, those same methods. And again, just reaching out sometimes. I mean, Summer's pretty famous for some of her videos that she made to inform parents about some decisions. I'm not as good at making a video, but she is really good at doing it. And then sharing that information with parents on our, social media. Social media has actually been very helpful too, because a lot of people rely on those kinds of communication tools. And so having Twitter and Facebook pages and the district posting things there and information or videos has also been really useful to parents. And we've also done parent surveys, early on when we were trying to get, give parents some say in what we were doing and get their feedback so we could do things, in an organized way. Parent surveys were also really helpful for us.
Yeah, I'd agree with all those things that everyone has said. Most buildings, we have our own Facebook pages, Twitter pages, and Instagram are really probably the big three that most of us use. But pushing things out through YouTube. We haven't had in-person concerts this year, so a lot of those things have gone out through YouTube. We just did a presentation for the board this week about what school looks like this year, and so we've pushed things out through YouTube that way too. With older students, we kind of communicate through parents, through the students, sometimes a little bit. Students have their own district email. So that's been nice for us to be able to push out information to families through the students as well. Lots of Google Forms on getting input on, we're closed today. Do you want your student to drive home, not drive home? How do you get that information in sort of a timely and efficient way? Where you can't be sending home permission slips and that sort of thing. But yeah, like everyone said, just it's been more communication, it's been more often, and I think for the most part it's worked pretty well. I mean, Arlen could probably speak to some of the tools in Google as far as messaging in Google Classroom that have helped kind of convey those messages too.
I think from the classroom level, one of the big changes was prior to this year, teachers had the option of using Google Classroom to post assignments and resources and announcements. But this year it was required for all teachers. So I think since all teachers are using it, we've had more parents check with their students to see what's in Google Classroom, what's required, what are the due dates, what needs to be done. And then parents have also taken advantage of signing up for email alerts, either in PowerSchool to get grades and attendance, or they can also sign up for email alerts through Google Classroom so that they can get a list of missing assignments, see what assignments were done for the week. And I think both of those things have helped parents stay connected. And I think parents have been much more active in monitoring those things this year.
Awesome. Wow. So, all right. Well, anything like virtual learning, you know what I mean? Like, I know obviously a lot of kids are doing virtual learning. Was there any, successes that really came out of that you guys are excited about now being maybe something that's going to be with you forever?
Well, I can speak to our online cyber academy. Our district has had our own cyber academy for almost 12 years now. It's called Bella, which stands for the Bellefonte E-Learning Academy. And we've always offered this as an opportunity to our students who are interested in an asynchronous type of learning scenario. And so asynchronous learning means you don't have a teacher right in front of you from 9 to 9:30 teaching you that lesson. It is through a program, a platform that we work with called Odysseyware, and students can sign on whenever they need to sign on. If you have a student who works better in the evenings, they can work in the evening. So we've always offered that as a program to our students. This year, certainly we saw a dramatic increase because in previous years, it was basically third grade through 12th grade. This year, to accommodate concerns around the pandemic, we increased it to be from kindergarten through 12th grade. So we've certainly learned a lot through this year and have made improvements to our Bella program. And we will always have that in place for students who are looking for a virtual option that is an asynchronous type of learning.
Awesome. All right, well, those are my questions. So I guess before we part, do you guys have anything else that you want to say about the school district or anything that you're excited about before we all sign off?
We love our kids. We love our kids, plain and simple. We consider our district to be a family in every building. Every administrator, every teacher you will find, we feel like we are a family and we love our kids.
And you're all on this call, which is awesome. Anybody else?
Well, and I would add, you know, as a district in the local area, we're not the biggest district, we're not the smallest district, but I think we really offer quite a bit for the size of the district that we have. And I think that we would rival anybody as far as the opportunities we provide for kids. And as Summer said, it's really a family feel, a hometown feel. We're not so big that you can't get a hold of someone and have those personal touches, but we're big enough that we have a lot of great resources too. So I think we're kind of right in the middle of a really good option for anyone looking for a school.
And I would end with, you know, we have also just the services that for all students. And so if students have learning disabilities or special needs that we need to accommodate, we have very extensive programming to accommodate student needs, ESL students or English language learners. Also, we have staff that are full-time employed to work with those students to help them acclimate to learning English and fitting into the school. So those kind of specialized programs are also really well done in our district.
And I'll just add, it's a great place. Come visit.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys all for taking time out of your busy schedules to do this video. I hope everybody out there watching is learning a lot and has a really good idea of, you know, what your school district's about, and they'll all reach out to you personally for all their questions. So thank you for coming, and I'll let you guys get back to your kids.
Thank you.
Thank you.